Yo guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be reacting to Cosmic Wonder's new video, Shang-Chi Real Plot Leak and Shang-Chi's Power Explained to Marvel Phase 4. Today we're going to be reacting to this video. I'm going to be giving you guys all my thoughts on these plot leaks. But before we get into it, if you guys haven't already checked out Cosmic Wonder's channel, it will be linked in the description down below. Go and check it out. He makes awesome videos. And if you're new in here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a video or go live. But without wasting any more time, let's get into it.
What's going on, everybody? It's Warren. Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, and we are not too far away from Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings coming out. As far as movies are concerned, we have Black Widow coming up in July and then Shang-Chi coming up in September. And right now we've only gotten the teaser for Shang-Chi, and a lot of people are still wondering what exactly the movie is about. And today we have a pretty legitimate plot leak that gives us a pretty good insight on what the movie really is going to entail. And I do have to issue a spoiler warning because I do really think that this plot leak is what the movie is going to be. So in this video, not only will I go over the plot leak, but I'll go over some of Shang-Chi's powers and some of the powers of the Ten Rings as well. For those of you wondering what my next giveaway is, I teased a little bit of it on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram, and I'll give you a little bit of a tease right now. This giveaway should start next week, so be on the lookout. It's also worth noting that some more promotions for Shang-Chi have started, so we should be getting the first full official trailer pretty soon. And that's really going to give us the main story of what Shang-Chi is going to be about. But the reason that this plot leak today seems so legitimate is because it is extremely detailed. And that's usually a great sign that the information in the leak is good. As always, take it with a grain of salt, but let's dive in. It starts by saying Shang-Chi is the son of the Mandarin, but refuses to follow in his father's footsteps and flees to the United States. 10 years later, Shang-Chi and his friend Katie work at a hotel in San Francisco. Razor Fist and his men attack them in a bus, but they manage to escape. So far, we know that this is 100% true because we have seen this in the teaser trailer. We knew that Shang-Chi fled, but we didn't know that the bus scene is actually in the beginning, but that makes a lot of sense because it seems like the latter half of the movie isn't going to take place inside of the United States. Shang-Chi and Katie visit Katie's cousin, John, a small-time gangster who can hook them up with new identities. But Shang-Chi has to participate in a cage match to pay for John's help and ends up fighting his sister, Ling. And if I butcher any of these names and don't pronounce them right, I'm really sorry. But Katie realizes that John sold Shang-Chi out and saves him. They steal a car and flee to a construction site where Shang-Chi fights his master, Death Dealer. Death Dealer is one of Shang-Chi's greatest enemies in the comics, and we've actually seen Death Dealer in the Shang-Chi teaser trailer. Razor Fist captures Katie to force Shang-Chi to give up, in which he does, and Ling takes them to the Ten Rings' lair where Shang-Chi reunites with the Mandarin, aka his father. The Mandarin is preparing an attack on the Valley of the Sleeping Dragon, a hidden city in the mountains, now that their magical barrier is weakened, and he's doing this in order to claim a great power and conquer the world. The Mandarin believes it is his duty to rule the world and genuinely cares about Shang-Chi and wants him by his side, but Shang-Chi refuses. Ling is disappointed their father doesn't want her by his side and helps Shang-Chi and Katie to escape. Now, although all of the character roles haven't been revealed yet, it does look like that's the case in the teaser trailer. We do have some scenes where Shang-Chi is seemingly fighting his sister, and we have some scenes where it looks like she is about to help them out. So Shang-Chi, Katie, and Ling go to the Valley of the Sleeping Dragon to warn them, and it looks like we have pretty much seen this battle in the teaser trailer.
Dude,
they meet its protector, Jiang and her daughter, Jiang Li, who bonds with Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi trains with Jiang Li to unlock his chi. Katie befriends the locals and adopts a magical creature that she names Norris. And Ling learns the true history of the Mandarin. The Mandarin arrived in the Valley of the Sleeping Dragon as a young man and trained there, but he stole the Ten Rings and escaped to build his criminal empire. Jiang Li leads Shang-Chi to the Great Protector, the dragon who holds the great power that the Mandarin is after. The Great Protector claims that Shang-Chi is destined to protect the world, but Shang-Chi just wants a normal life. Ling is secretly still loyal to the Mandarin and reluctantly disables the magical barrier, allowing the Mandarin and his forces to attack.
So it looks like he has to choose between like a normal life and like choosing to do good or save everyone. So obviously he's probably going to choose to be a hero and save everyone because he's a superhero. But I think it's cool to have that choice for a hero. I think that's something that not a lot of heroes in the MCU have, but it's something that's super realistic. That's something that Iron Man had where he had to make the choice between keeping his heart and saving the world or keeping his relationship with Peggy. Obviously, he became Iron Man again still, but overall, I think it's a great choice that a hero has to make.
This is that battle scene that I mentioned. The Mandarin subjugates the locals and uses the Ten Rings to control the Great Protector in order to use him as a weapon. Jiang Nan stands against him, forcing the Mandarin to kill her. The Mandarin orders the locals to submit to him or die. Xialing pleads for their lives, but the Mandarin refuses to spare them. Xialing realizes he isn't a noble warrior and chooses to die with the locals. Shang Chi escapes during the attack, accepts his destiny and unlocks his chi, and returns to face his father, saving the locals. There is a huge battle between the Mandarin's army and the warriors of the Valley of the Sleeping Dragon and the magical creatures that live in the mountains. Razor Fist fights Jiang Li and almost kills her until Katie intervenes and takes him down. Meanwhile, Xialing fights and kills Death Dealer. Shang-Chi battles the Mandarin. They both use their powers at first, but then Shang-Chi challenges him to an honorable fight, which he wins. Shang-Chi reclaims the Ten Rings and frees the Great Protector, who then repels what's left of the Mandarin's army. Shang-Chi then returns the Ten Rings to Jiang Li. Katie ends up choosing to stay in the Valley of the Sleeping Dragon, while Xialing leaves to search for redemption. The Mandarin accepts defeat and expresses pride in Shang-Chi, and Shang-Chi expresses respect towards his father even if his ideals are wrong. The Mandarin is imprisoned in the Valley of the Sleeping Dragon, while Shang-Chi returns to the world to destroy what is left of the Ten Rings organization. And that's it for this plot leak, and I gotta say, I really think that this could be the movie. It lines up with what we saw in the teaser trailer, but it also gives...
I definitely agree with him on this one. I definitely think that this is going to be the main premise of the movie, just because not only is it super specific and detailed, but it just, like Warren said, it literally is what we saw in the teaser trailer. And obviously we'll know more if we see more similarities to what is in this plot leak during the actual trailer. Don't know for sure that it's right, but so far it seems like it's something that's super realistic. Even if this isn't the exact plot leak, I feel like it's similar enough for us to get an idea as to what this movie is going to be about and the main storylines that's going to be running around it.
And honestly, this sounds pretty dang good. This is going to be a Marvel Studios martial arts movie. That's who Shang-Chi is. He is the master of Kung Fu. He is among the greatest fighters in Marvel Comics history. And one of the cool things about him is the fact that he really kind of doesn't have any superpowers. Shang-Chi is the master of Kung Fu. That is his biggest asset. But his discipline is also a huge part of his skill. He has mastered all of his five senses. He has complete control over his body. He can control his blood flow to slow the spread of poison. He can regulate his own heartbeat and even slow down his own bleeding. He also has control over his nervous system so that he can numb himself to the pain that he receives. He's also a master of weapons and acrobats, which makes him an insanely deadly warrior.
So yeah, like Warren said, Shang-Chi doesn't have any like actual powers, but everything that he can do is basically a power. Like he can literally stop himself from feeling like he's hurt for a while. So obviously that's a power in itself, but it's nothing crazy. It's no like cosmic powers like all these other heroes like Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, and Thor have.
He also has chi control or energy control, and he can channel his own energy into his fighting. This makes his martial arts skills pretty much superhuman. And that's the pretty cool thing about Shang-Chi. He's a pretty grounded character, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this character on screen. Now, I also talked about the 10 rings, and I'll explain their powers as well. Now, in the comics, the 10 rings were actually rings that you wore in your fingers, whereas in the movie, we have seen that the rings are actually kind of like bracelets that we see the characters wearing on their arms. Each ring has a different power, and keep in mind that Marvel Studios may not copy exactly what the Marvel Comics did and could change their powers up a little bit, but here's what they are in the comics. We'll start with the left hand, and we'll start with the pinky, which is Ice Blast. So essentially the power of Sub-Zero from Mortal Kombat. The ring finger is Mento Intensifier, which means the Mandarin can magnify his psychic energy, enabling him to mentally control a person. However, he can only do this at short ranges. The middle finger is Electricity Blast. The index finger is Flame Blast, and the thumb is White Light. It emits many different types of energy from the electromagnetic spectrum, essentially laser beams. So that was the left hand, now on to the right hand. The pinky is Blacklight. It creates an area of absolute blackness where all light is absorbed. The ring finger is a disintegration beam, which can destroy the bonds between atoms and molecules, causing an object's cohesion to fall apart. However, when this is used, it needs 20 minutes to recharge. The middle finger is a vortex beam, which causes the air to swirl about in a vortex at high speed. It can levitate objects, including the person using it, basically giving them the ability to fly. The index finger is what's called an impact beam. It projects a concussive force of approximately 350 pounds of TNT. So pretty much a huge explosive blast. And the thumb is a matter rearranger. It can rearrange atoms and or molecules of substances or speed up or slow down their movements to result in various effects.
Okay, all of these things seem absolutely insane. Basically like Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet, but in a ring form or bracelet form in the MCU. I don't know how they're going to make this in the MCU and not make it at the level of the Infinity Gauntlet. So they're definitely going to have to nerf it a lot. But that's basically it for the video. The rest of the video is just the outro. So overall, I really like this plot leak. And I think with the 10 rings, Marvel's definitely going to have to nerf it. So it's not anything too crazy since they're obviously trying to make this movie grounded from at least what we can tell. And yeah, I think it's a great plot leak that we got. I really love the plot so far. And I think that the 10 rings can be used really well in the MCU, especially if they don't get destroyed or anything like that in this first Shang Chi movie. And yeah guys, that's it for this video. If you guys want me to do more reactions, make sure to let me know by dropping a like rating down below. Again, if you haven't already checked out Cosmic Wonders channel, make sure to do so by clicking the link in the description down below. If you guys are new in here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn notifications on so you don't miss any time I upload a video or go live. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.